Yankees Dodgers World Series. Couple of takeaways here. If you're somebody that is complaining about the Yankees and the Dodgers in the World Series, and you say these are the two most hated teams and the two biggest market teams, well, first off, these two being in the World Series is great for the sport as a whole. It's going to bring in more viewers. It's going to be probably one of, if not the highest and best rated World Series in terms of viewership in, I would guess, close to the 20th century. Yankees and Dodgers, two biggest fan bases in all of baseball. It's going to be huge for numbers. That's good for the sport. Number two, if you're complaining, well, oh, they both have high payrolls and whatever, that's not their fault. It's not the Yankees' fault. It's not the Dodgers' fault. In fact, the only faults that it is that the other teams don't have higher payrolls is, just the owners of the other teams. If the Guardians wanted to have a higher payroll and be more competitive, they could, because the net worth of the Guardians owner is actually higher than the net worth of the Yankees owner, surprisingly. But the Guardians owner is cheaper and doesn't spend money on his team and goes about it in a different way. And in doing so, comes up short because the Yankees have better players, because they invest more money into their players and into their team. Same could be said for the Dodgers. A lot of people say it's unfair. Ohtani's on the Dodgers. He deferred all this money, and then they get Yamamoto. And the Dodgers player development is the best in baseball. They take guys that are not great, that are disposed of by previous teams, and turn them into all-stars. See Chris Taylor, Max Muncy, and Tommy Edman. Not to mention their pitching development is unbelievable, and they allocate just as many resources to strictly dollars to get players as they do in the technology and the player development and the preparation for these guys. If teams in the National League wanted to be as competitive as the Dodgers and bid for players and spend as much money or close to as much money, they could. They just choose not to. Their owners are cheap, and besides the Padres and maybe one or two other teams, the ownership in the National League with, I'll say it this way, besides the Padres with their previous owner and the Mets with their current owner, every other team in the National League acts like they are poor and have no money and only operates on a for-profit basis, and in doing so can't compete with the Dodgers. So if you're complaining about it, I don't know what else to say except keep crying. I'm not a Dodgers fan. I'm not a Yankees fan. I am a Padres fan. The Dodgers beat my team. This is good for the sport. This is going to be good, competitive, entertaining baseball. And the Yankees and Dodgers have the two biggest fan bases in all of baseball. Yes, they're high in payroll, but who cares? It's good for the sport. It's going to bring in more money. And maybe, just maybe, it will entice some owners enough to recognize, if we spend more money, more than likely our investments will end up paying off and we'll field a more competitive team. My prediction for this series, Dodgers and Yankees World Series, easy prediction. It's an easy pick for who's going to win. The Dodgers will win the World Series. It will take at most 6 games. I predict 5 games, and there is potential for the Dodgers to sweep the Yankees in 4. I don't think there is a path for the Yankees to win this World Series. The Yankees are a great team. They have a lot of really good players. The Dodgers are better, and so much better. How's that? In terms of offensive weaponry going down the Yankees order, the guys I'm scared of, that I don't really want to pitch to, don't want to hang a ball, don't want to make a mistake in this year's postseason and this year's World Series. Maybe Gleyber Torres, but not really. Juan Soto scares me. Aaron Judge scares me. Giancarlo Stanton scares me. After that, there's not a guy in that lineup that I'm be careful, because none of them are very good. I wouldn't put it that way. None of them are superstar threats. As it stands now, based on what we just saw in the National League Championship Series, I'm scared to death of Ohtani, scared to death of Mookie, I'm scared of Freddie Freeman, I'm scared of Teoscar Hernandez, I'm scared of Max Muncy, I'm scared of Tommy Edman now. The dude just won NLCS MVP. Will Smith is a top 3 offensive catcher in baseball. Kike Hernandez is apparently Barry Bonds once the calendar flips to October. I'm scared of all of them. I'm scared of every dude. I'm scared. Oh, but the Yankees have good starting pitching, and the Dodgers don't maybe. Okay, well, let's go by that logic in terms of starting pitching. For the Yankees, I'm scared of Garrett Cole. He's very good. Rodon doesn't scare me, but I know he could potentially give you a solid outing. After that, who are we working with? Clark Schmidt, Luis Heel, and then you get to the bullpen. Who scares me? Who's like in their bullpen where I'm like, uh-oh, better score before that guy comes in? Maybe Luke Weaver. Maybe Clay Holmes because he's got good stuff. They have good pitchers in their bullpen. That's not what I'm saying. But if you flip it over to the Dodgers side, who's the guy that you say, we better score before him? Because once he comes in, it's a 0. You can say that exact about Anthony Bonda, Alex Vesia, Michael Kopech, Evan Phillips, Daniel Hudson, Blake Trinan. Dodgers are better. Dodgers are significantly better, and they win the World Series. My prediction in 5, maybe 6, if the Yankees have a couple big home run games, and there's potential for the Dodgers to win in 4. But the Yankees don't have a path to win this World Series. They don't. And if the Dodgers have anything in their head, any semblance of a brain, it's just pitch around Soto, Judge, and Stanton, if you can. If the bases are loaded or something weird happens, like obviously you're not going to walk Soto or Judge or whatever, and there's potential for 1 or 2 of those games to get blown open if there's a bunch of guys on and one of those guys runs into a pitch. Otherwise, it's Dodgers in 5. Sorry. Is what it is, man. Dodgers world champs. Congratulations.